I want to bring in author and LGBTQ plus activist Ben Pechey. Ben, thank you so much for giving us your time. Welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me. Really appreciate it.
Ben, what are your thoughts on this as you hear it? The government is trying, as Paula said, to tread a very fine line. They're saying only if a pupil is asking to have their pronouns changed or their name changed, only then should the parents be contacted by the school.
I think that's the right approach to have. I think what's really important is we don't always understand what the situation a child is facing at home. And what was raised quite rightly just a little second ago is that if a parent isn't going to be supportive of that child, they need to be able to explore the idea of gender identity in a safe way. It's not really a safeguarding concern. When we think about children understanding their gender from the age of 4, they have that idea both internally and socially. So by the time they're having these conversations, they've probably got a really good idea. And the worst thing we can do is bring in someone that might cause an issue in that environment. So if no changes are being asked to be made, that can just be a conversation, and a really easy, friendly conversation that means that child's not under pressure to do anything or make any quick decisions. And that, I think, is the most important thing.
Is there a danger, though, Ben, that as you said, look, it might be a nice, safe environment, and if no changes are going to be made, that could be a nice environment for a child to sort of continue exploring that. But the longer you leave it, when the changes do need to happen and the parents have been kept out of the loop, is that not actually going to cause bigger issues down the line?
No, I don't think so. And what's really clear in that guidance is that the parents' feelings and thoughts should carry great weight. But what this idea is that actually it's allowing both the parents and the child to have equal weight. No one, I feel like I'm not a parent myself, but having worked with young people and parents, you'd have to be very switched off from your child's life to be blindsided by this kind of conversation. Maybe you might not want to face it, maybe might not have the language to do so, but you probably will have some inkling. And even if you feel, if you do feel blindsided by it, lead with love and go into that process in an open manner. But those first tentative discussions, that's maybe not something that needs to be involved. So, bringing parents in a little bit later down the line, that I think actually fits in really well with a proper idea of what safeguarding is.
Can I just ask what your experience was at school, Ben? Did you find solace in conversations with teachers, or?
I grew up in the hangover of Section 28. So that meant that I grew up in an environment where teachers were not allowed to talk about LGBTQI plus ideas, about gender, around sexuality. So I really, really struggled at school. I was incredibly bullied, and my school did not do anywhere near enough to help. Instead of trying to work with me, and I had a really engaged parent. My mum was always in my corner ready to fight for me. My school just wasn't interested. But we've moved on. That was 15 years ago. We're in a much better place now where we are able to have these conversations. We are, we've got so much more information, knowledge, we've got better language. And I think, these conversations can be really tricky. We've seen in the last 5 years, conversations around trans people, trans children, gender, it feels quite heightened and scary. But unless you're trans yourself, it really isn't something that you need to worry about. And if you're a parent of a trans child, it will also be okay. It's very ordinary. And I think that's really important to remember.
Oh, nice.
Ben, thank you. Thank you so much for giving us your time. Really good to speak to you. Ben Pechey there. We'll have to end that there.